Hello YouTube, I'm Darkest101, and as you might have probably guessed, I don't really get out much. But that is only because the sun is my mortal enemy, and until I kill that bastard, I tend to stay inside and watch a lot of TV. And seeing as though I don't really cover TV shows that much in terms of reviews, I figured I'd share with you my top 10 personal favourite TV shows today. My only real rule for this list is going to be we're not going to include any animes in this list because animes are just fucking amazing in terms of everything they do, and they honestly just deserve their own list. I'm also going to try and avoid cartoon shows on this list because, again, same reasons. There is, however, one cartoon on this list, and that's because it honestly just deserves to be here. So with that in mind, guys, prepare to be horrified by my Netflix library as we explore my top 10 personal favourite TV shows.
Wouldn't you like to get away?
Number 10. Doctor Who. Okay, there's a bunch of you getting pitchforks ready, I can tell, but just let me explain before you put me on a spike, alright? Yeah, you're probably either looking at me as to why this is on the list in the first place, or why it's all the way down here at number 10. Well, I'll tell you. I've only been following Doctor Who since its reincarnation in 2005, and I followed it all the way to the weird first few episodes of the 9th series that's just gone. I basically started to lose interest ever since season 6 started airing. If I'm going to be 100% honest, I have just been losing interest in the show since the end of the Tennant era. And before anyone says anything, no, I didn't lose interest because of David Tennant. I love David, but his Doctor was a little weepy, you know? No, what I miss is Russell's writing. He was what made Stephen Moffat scary, I think. I mean, if you look at some of the episodes of Doctor Who Confidential, Russell was just obsessed with on-screen deaths. It was literally a case of he couldn't go 10 pages without something, anything, dying. And Stephen Moffat is a creative guy. He's written some creative episodes. He wrote The Empty Child and Silence in the Library. These episodes freaked me out when I first saw them. But now, without Russell cracking the death whip over his head every 5 minutes, nothing has the impact it used to. Even when Amy ends up being axed off, it's down with so much whimsy, so much forced emotion, when really all that moment needed was just a pure, raw feeling of having these two beloved characters go through so much just to survive, and then their efforts proved to be in complete vain. Killing off these characters should have had some form of dignity, not the Doctor and Amy crying at each other from across the grave. Look, there's way too much of a backstory in terms of this topic for me to go into in any detail here, so I might do another video on this later on down the road, but for now, all you really need to know is lots of planets have a north, and they're all as badass as the 9th Doctor. Number 9. Power Rangers Mystic Force. Shut the fuck up, okay? Shut the fuck up. I'm a child of the 90s, alright? I know this show came out in the same year as Doctor Who, it came out in 2005, but come on. This show is just dripping in 90s cheese. Let me tell you, I love me some 90s cheese. This show was dumb. It's fucking Power Rangers, alright? It's campy, cheesy, and I fucking love it. It's consistently terrible, yes, but at the same time, it won't let me down in that respect. I know it's going to be dumb, stupid, and with some of the most over-the-top choreographed fight scenes in the world, but you know what? I genuinely do not care. I mean, This show started with such low standards, it could have only gone up from where it started. Literally, it started with the Rangers saying in the most over-the-top 90s cheesy "I believe" shout, saying "I believe in magic." There is nowhere but up to go from there. They did something with that premise and it was actually kind of awesome. And it might have had something to do with one legitimate badass in the series. Korag, the Nightwolf. This motherfucker is one of the most awesome anti-heroes of all time, and he's in fucking Power Rangers. Motherfucking Power Rangers, alright? Dude is seriously wearing motherfucking purple. He is seriously wearing that outfit, and yet still manages to look like the most badass things ever conceived in the entire Power Rangers universe. And if you've seen Power Rangers, you know they can come up with some fucking awesome designs every once in a while. The music that plays whenever this fucker steps onto the screen, by the way, is also fucking badass as all hell. Number 8. Danger 5. If you have not had absolute pleasure of seeing this show, you need to go do that right now because this is fucking hilarious. The best character in this show is Admiral Chestbridge. Oh! Here's a delightful Pandora's box of insanity. Seriously, how can you not love a TV show with a man who literally has a falcon's head for his own? And he's clearly insane. Like, honestly, this man should be thrown into a cold, dark cell as fast as possible. How is he an admiral? Please, just do yourself a favor and go watch Danger 5, please. Number 7. Sherlock. What can I say? You know, I just love a good crime drama. Yes, I know this show is about only 9 episodes long, but really, each episode is nearly an hour and a half in length. For a long time, that was how long movies usually were. I think what makes this show so amazing is just the chemistry between John and Sherlock. And what makes that amazing is the fact that we've all been in John's position at some point. We've all met someone who just refuses to be wrong no matter what, who doesn't understand when he's crossed certain boundaries or social conventions. I just think the portrayal of Sherlock here is taken to its logical extremes. And then there's Moriarty. Okay, fine, he's my celebrity man crush, alright? Woopdie friggity doo, everyone's allowed one, it's part of the rules of the internet. Number 6. Captain Scarlet. This show might have been filmed on said budget of the original dub for Dragon Ball Z, but that doesn't stop it from being genuinely amazing. First of all, the ending credits kick all the ass possible. Fuck, why do you think I used it in my Uncharted 2 review? It's fucking amazing. And secondly, this show is more dark, blood-hungry, and violent than anything you could have possibly imagined could be marketed towards children. I mean, think like Terminator 2, but marketed as a PG film. That's how violent we're getting here, folks. True, this is children's entertainment for the late 60s, but holy shit! What other TV shows could you name that revolves around the bad guy straight up having to murder people in every episode? I'm not even kidding. The Mysterons can replace any object or person they want in a flawless reproduction to control, but only if the original itself has been destroyed first. They can copy any person they want, but that person has to be dead first. Like I mentioned, this show is more blood hungry than Michael Bay. These deaths get fucked up. Just imagine some of the deaths you see in South Park, alright, but drawn in a somewhat photorealistic style, and holy shit, you've got some messed up images, drowning, car crashes, fucking bombs. In fact, the best way to summarize the style and tone of this series is the end credit sequence. The ending credits are always played over a series of stills showing the titular Captain Scarlet moments from his own demise in some pretty graphic detail. Like he's falling off buildings, about to be crushed by falling boxes, and I'm pretty sure he is paralyzed here as he desperately tries to reach that bundle of lit dynamite. What the fuck? The style and tone aren't the only reasons I like this show, however. I mean, in all honesty, I think this show manages to hold itself up, even by today's standards. The writing is still amazing to today's standards. In all honesty, if you can get over the filming style, it's an amazing fucking TV series. If you ever get a chance to watch an episode of Captain Scarlet, do it. You will not be disappointed. I mean, come on. Any TV show where one of the main characters dies in nearly every episode and comes back a minute later is clearly worth the watch. Oh, speaking of which... Number 5. Torchwood. Ooh, shots have been fired. For those of you who are unaware, Doctor Who reached such a popularity that it ran with 2 spin-off shows that are both sadly over right now. There's one in the works right now, but if it's Moffat writing it, I don't care. One of the previously mentioned spin-off shows was oriented to a younger audience. It was broadcast on TBBC and had a little bit more of a light-hearted tone in the Sarah Jane Adventures. And then the other one just said, hey, what if we decided to kill John Barrowman a bunch of times in increasingly graphic fashion? Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Torchwood, a TV spin-off series of Doctor Who that went hardcore with what Doctor Who was only willing to go halfway with. It was grittier, darker, dealt with more social issues, and was set in fucking Wales. I guess I prefer Torchwood to Doctor Who because Doctor Who's always presented itself as being a fun time, like a time-travelling gap year with one of the craziest lunatics you've ever met at school. Torchwood was a horror movie detective drama kind of thing, dealing with a lot more social issues than Doctor Who, going into fine detail about adultery, murder, and the consequences of the Doctor's adventures. Now, Doctor Who mentioned a couple of these issues from time to time, but like I just said, they only really mentioned them while Torchwood showed them under a microscope. There was character development in Doctor Who, but they never really pushed the Doctor Who cast like they did with the cast of Torchwood. It dealt with sexuality, adultery, lost, self-destructive tendencies. It was hardcore, man. The only thing that really sucks about Torchwood is the fact that it only lasted 4 seasons, and after that it faded fast. Which sucks, as the ending of Miracle Day ended on a huge fucking cliffhanger.
The Flash.
There's nothing really I can say here. I just really like The Flash. While I can say I haven't seen Arrow, although I need to because motherfucking Deathstroke is in it, and I haven't really seen second season of The Flash yet, season 1 was an awesome ride from start to finish, I have to say. It was somehow the perfect combination of Marvel's comedic style and DC's perfect sense of, oh shit, we done fucked up. Not a reference to Batman vs Superman, by the way, just need to be clear about that. I have seen the movie, we're not talking about that here. We're talking about The Flash. The Flash was just a plain old superhero show, you know? Lots of good times, some bad times, plenty of science. I really did enjoy the science babble. Even if it was total bullshit science, I didn't care. I was really interested in it. The Flash may have been good, but it wasn't our next entry, however. Number 3, Daredevil. Just fucking Daredevil. The Flash may have felt like an incredible rush watching it with some amazing superhero bullshit science, but Daredevil was just something else. It combines everything I love about superhero stories with everything I love about crime dramas, making this perfect blend of genres. The cast they got to perform in the series was absolutely perfect, and like I mentioned in the movie review, the relationships they develop are seriously fucking amazing. But what really blew Daredevil out of the water for me was just how they portrayed the villain in the first season. Pardon. Wilson Fisk, the Kingpin. This guy was written to legitimate perfection. Seriously, perfection! He was sympathetic as a villain, relatable as a character, a perfect foil for our main hero, and more than anything else, this guy was intimidating as all fuck. I honestly didn't think it was possible to write a guy who was built like a brick shithouse as socially awkward, but somehow they managed it and they made it real, they made it believable, and they made it sympathetic. And then season 2 happened and we got the Punisher. Number 2.
Hey, want to hear my impression of you in about 3 seconds?
Gravity Falls. Yep, my one fully animated entry on this list goes to Gravity Falls. And anyone who's watched this show knows exactly what I'm talking about. If I could summarize it here for you, it would have to be Twin Peaks but for kids. Real talk for a second. I think this is the best Disney product that has been released in the past decade. Better than Big Hero 6, better than fucking Frozen, better than fucking anything, really. This show was hilarious, dark, heartwarming, and soul-crushing. It has made my laugh out loud more than any other show in recent history. The relationships between the central characters are written to perfection. I loved Mabel, Dipper, Grunkle Stans, and then of course, there's Bill. How best to describe Bill Cipher? I think it's fair to say that Bill Cipher is the most disturbingly iconic monstrosity ever put in children's media. Bill Cipher is just one of those one-in-a-million characters that was the perfect combination of menace, insanity, charm, intelligence, and recklessness that make him completely and totally iconic. All of this makes up for the fact that he is one of the first image results you get on Google Images if you Google Dorito. I'm not joking. I'm serious. He's there. Don't believe me? You can open on the tab right now. In fact, do it. Do it and search Google Images Dorito. He's there. I can wait. I'm waiting. You gotta do it. I'm not moving to number 1 until you do it. I told you. Number 1. Some of you might be a little confused as to this number 1 entry. Some of you, however, will be like me and will think, how could it have been anything else? I'm not going to tell you right now what number 1 is. I'm just going to let you sit and listen to some of the best music from the series, set to one of the greatest quotes from the series. And if you're like me, you will get legitimate chills. now, the greatest sound you will ever hear. Fuck the hell yes. Buffy the motherfucking Vampire Slayer. I mean, wow. I'm a sucker for 90s cheese, yes, but this show has more than 90s cheese. It was progressive as all hell for its time, and while the fight scenes were just as choreographed as they were in Power Rangers, and nowhere near as violent as Daredevil, you know what? I do not care. Buffy managed to tackle so many issues simultaneously, almost flawlessly, with an amazing cast that's almost impossible not to recognize. I look at these guys years on and I still want to see them hanging out together. They played their roles that fucking good. And I don't mind putting on record that I think Buffy Summers is not only the best written female character in fiction, but is one of the greatest character arcs of fiction as well. Think about where Buffy starts at the beginning of the series. She is a 16-year-old girl who has just been expelled from her previous school, had to move from one city to a small town, enroll in a brand new school with new friends, new environment, and then she has to be forced back into her role as a demon hunting, vampire fighting badass. That alone is a hard character to get right, and yet they don't go entirely one way. She's not shown to be a completely soulless demon killer, nor is she shown to be a cliche teenage 90s teen. She's allowed to still be a girl and want girl things, to be interested in love and romance and all that junk, but when time calls for her to throw down, she can throw down with the bad boys in all the badass ways possible. And then they do something not a lot of people can actually do well in terms of writing. They have her grow up. She's not stuck in one place. She grows up, she goes to college, gets a job, gets a younger sister to look after, has new boyfriends, has bad relationships. They have her deal with so many real issues teenagers even today deal with. Buffy the Vampire Slayer is a show that takes one teenage girl on a path to find her place in the world, whilst also have her save it more than 7 times over throughout the series. And you know what? She is still a relatable, quirky, and fun character, even by the end of it. She's still relatable, even with all the incredible stuff she does. Buffy Summers is still a human woman. She deals with struggles that are beyond regular understanding, yes, but she's still a regular human, with issues even audiences today could relate to and appreciate and find themselves sympathizing with. And perhaps the best way the show could finish Buffy's character arc is with this little conversation she has with Angel in the series finale.
Okay, I'm cookie dough. I'm not done baking. I'm not finished becoming to whoever the hell it is I'm gonna turn out to be. I make it through this and the next thing and the next thing, and maybe one day I turn around and realize I'm ready. I'm cookies.
And that bit of dialogue right there, I think it helps highlight why Buffy is such an amazing TV series. Buffy's character arc, Buffy's growth as a person, doesn't end with the end of the show. Just like in real life, your character growth, your build as a person, it doesn't stop becoming more you at a single point. You're not finished yet. None of us are. And that's why Buffy is my favorite TV show. It's relatable. It's also ridiculous. But it's just a great show. So, if you'll excuse me, I got me some reading to do. But I've been Darkest101, and you have been watching under the Darkest101 Top 10. Thanks for watching. Good night, YouTube. I got me some reading to do. I've been Darkest101, and this has been another Darkest101 Top 10. Thanks for watching. Stupid fucking microphone. Why you sat there? Why? What the point of you bastard?